thanks for the organizer to invite me to have the opportunity to speak of my work. So I will speak of arrangement of double solo line. So here is a summary of my talk. I will first define what is the class of arrangement of double pseudo line, and I will state the main result I have established on this class of arrangement. Then I will make the connection of between the arrangement of double pseudo line and the algorithmic of two-dimensional visibility graphs. Then I will discuss, if I have time, some proof of one of the main results about arrangement of double pseudo line, and I will finish by a list of open problems. So an arrangement of double pseudo line is an arrangement of curves that lives in a cross surface. So a cross surface is a non-orientable surface of genus 1, and I will represent this surface by a disk where we identify antipodal point on the boundary of the disk. So I will use two simple facts about cross surface. The first fact is that there is two kinds of simple closed curves in a cross surface. Either the curve is non-separating, like this one or this one, and these curves are called pseudolines. Or the curve is separating. This one is a simple closed curve which separates the cross surface in two parts, one disk and a Möbius strip. So these curves are called double pseudolines. So now I can give you the definition of an arrangement of double pseudoline. This is the next. So I work in a cross surface P, and an arrangement of double pseudoline in P is a finite family of double pseudolines of P that cross pairwise in 4 transversal intersection points, and that induce pairwise a cellular decomposition of the cross surface. So for example, so here is my cross surface. Here is a first double pseudoline, and I put a second one like this. So you have 4 intersection points, and all the cells here, this one, which is the same as this one, and this one, are this connected component of the complement of the curves are homeomorphic to cell, to a disk. So in this example, like this, you have also 4 intersection points, but this is not a cellular decomposition of the cross surface. This part here is a Möbius strip, so this one is not an arrangement of 2 double pseudolines in my terminology. So all the arrangement of double pseudoline have this property that the subarrangement of size 2 are homomorphic to this one, and this one is homomorphic to this one. This is the same. This one are homomorphic. Okay, so here you have an example of an arrangement of double pseudoline of size 3. This one is an arrangement which is oriented. I put orientation on the curve, and it is indexed also. I put numbers on the curve. This one is a non-simple arrangement. An arrangement is called simple if the vertices, all the vertices have degree 4. So this one is not a simple arrangement. And there is an important operation that can be performed on an arrangement of double pseudoline is a mutation. Like in this example, you have here a splitting mutation and here a merging mutation. So mutation is performed on a vertex which is not of degree 4, and there is one curve that moves and to create a triangle. So this is called a mutation. So one of the first property of arrangement of pseudolines is that the graph of mutation is connected. So this allows us to enumerate the arrangement of double pseudoline, and I give here the full list of a simple arrangement of size 3. There are 13. So all these are drawn on this slide, and you can observe that I go from this one to this one by a mutation. So I mutate this triangle, and from this one to this one I mutate this triangle, this, and from this one to this one I mutate this one, etc., etc. So this graph is connected, so we can enumerate like this all the arrangement of a given size. Of course, we do this only for a small number of for an arrangement of small size up to 5, because the number of such arrangement grows very quickly. And Bn is the number of index and oriented arrangement. En is for non-oriented and non-index, and Bn is for the number of index and oriented. Okay. So one second property which is important for arrangement of double pseudolines is that an arrangement of double pseudoline, an index and oriented one, depends only of its subarrangement of size 3. So this leads us to define the notion of chirotop of an arrangement of double pseudoline, of an index and oriented arrangement of double pseudolines. This is a collection of subarrangement of size 3. So in this example, I have an arrangement of 4 double pseudolines, and I draw all the subarrangement of size 3. So there are 4 in numbers, and so this is these 4 arrangements are the chirotop of this one. And it turns out that the arrangement, the homeomorphism class of the arrangement, depends only on its chirotop. So this is the first part of this theorem. The map that assigned to an isomorphism class of index arrangement of oriented double pseudoline is chirotop is 1-to-1. And the second part of the theorem gives a characterization of this class of chirotop. Maybe I can explain it here. So if I have an arrangement nabla, which is indexed by I, or let me say gamma, so I assign is chirotop, which is a set of the restriction of the gamma G, or G belonging to the set of subset of I, the set of indices. So this is the chirotop of this arrangement. So the question is, which map key are of? I take a map P key and I want to know if it is a chirotop of an arrangement of double pseudoline. So the answer is given in the second part of this theorem. The condition is that for any subset of indices of size 5, the restriction to this set of indices is the character of an arrangement of double pseudoline of size 5. So if and only if for all G belonging to E5, the restriction of key to G is the character. So if I have time, I will give you a sketch of the proof of this theorem. But before, I want to explain why I am interested by this arrangement. And the answer is because they are related to the algorithmics of visibility graph, two-dimensional visibility graph. So I will explain this in the next slide. Okay. So now I work in a projective plane, PL. A projective plane. A real projective plane and two-dimensional. So if I take delta, a convex body of PL, I can assign to delta star, which is the dual of delta, and this is the set of line of the projective plane that intersect delta but does not intersect the interior of delta. So in some sense this is a set of lines which are tangent to the convex body. So you have the cross surface P here, you have a convex body, and we look at the set of tangent line. This is I call delta star. So the first property is that delta star is a double pseudoline of the space of lines, and the space of line is a projective plane, is a cross surface also. So delta star is a double pseudoline, and now if you take two disjoint convex body, the dual of these two disjoint convex bodies are two double pseudolines, and together they form an arrangement of double pseudoline. So they cross in 4 points, and these 4 points are the common tangent between the. I can use my transparencies here. So here you have one convex body, another one, and they share exactly 4 common tangents: 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are the intersection points of the dual of the convex body. And these two double pseudolines induce a cell decomposition of the cross surface. So it is, in my terminology, an arrangement of double pseudoline. So here you have an example of 3 convex body. They share common tangents. So here these are 3 tangents, and the dual of this configuration is this one. This is an arrangement of double pseudoline. So example of arrangement of double pseudoline are the dual of configuration or of pairwise disjoint convex body of projective plane. And the converse is also true, which is written in this theorem. Any arrangement of double pseudoline is isomorphic to the dual family of a finite family of pairwise disjoint convex bodies of a projective plane. Of a projective plane. Okay. But we can say more. we can say more than that. Sorry. Yes, we can say more. So now if I take the so if I have a configuration of convex body, I assign the dual delta star, and here I have the chirotop of delta star, this chirotop, and here also we have a chirotop, a notion of chirotop. And it turns out that these are the same, exactly the same information. So the chirotop of the dual arrangement capture exactly the chirotop of the configuration of convex bodies. But I should define to you what is the chirotop of the configuration of convex body. So we have an example here of this chirotop. The chirotop of this configuration of free convex body, it is drawn here in this example. So what is it? Sorry.
Can you remember me the definition of chirotop?
The chirotop of?
Can you remember me the definition of chirotop?
Of an arrangement of double pseudo line? Yes.
Chirotop.
Yeah. So this one. This is the chirotop of the configuration of convex body. I want to define it now. So what is it? You look at so you pick the free convex body and you pick one of the common tangent. Only one. So here you have 4 common tangents, so this give you 4 pictures. And you look at the chirotop is this set of arrangement here that you look at this arrangement up to homeomorphism. You look at this arrangement up to homeomorphism. So this is the chirotop. So in more laser terms, this is the set of relative positions of the convex body with respect to any line. Is that clear? Okay. So this is the same information here. The chirotop of the configuration of convex body, or the chirotop of the dual arrangement. This is the same combinatorial information. Okay, and so with this chirotop here, you can compute the visibility graph of the set of convex body. So I give you an example here. Here a set of convex body in some projective plane, and here you have the set of 3 common bitangent, and the set of 3 common bitangent line segments that does not cross the other convex bodies. So this is called the visibility graph. And of course the visibility graph depends only on the chirotop of the set of convex body. By definition, the chirotop, this is a set of relative positions of the convex body with respect to any line. So this visibility graph can be computed in optimal time using only the chirotop, and the algorithm is based on this correspondence here. Okay. So now I would like to explain a little bit this proof of this theorem, or this part of the theorem. To this end, I will embed the class of double pseudoline arrangement in a larger class of arrangement. And I will characterize the set of the class of arrangement of double pseudoline in this larger class. So this larger class is called, I call this larger class the class of DP ribbons, arrangement of DP ribbons. And DP is for double pseudoline. So what is a DP ribbons arrangement? So what is a DP ribbons? It is a cylinder. It is a cylinder with a distinguished core circle here. So this distinguished core circle split the cylinder in two parts, and you have to distinguish one side, maybe, for example, the blue one. So a DP ribbon is a cylinder with a distinguished core circle and a distinguished side. So you have one representation here of a DP ribbon. So you have to identify this side with this side according to the orientation here. And this is another representation. You realize this cylinder in free space, and then you project it in the plane. So this gives you something like that. I don't represent the side. I represent only the side, the distinguished side by a small disc, blue disc. And this line segment here, dashed line segment, indicate a twist of the half twist of the ribbon. Okay, so this is a DP ribbon. So what is an arrangement of DP ribbon? But this is simply a finite family of DP ribbons which are pairwise attached as indicated in this figure. So I have 4 intersection points again, and the pattern is this one. So here you have another representation of the DP ribbon, of the arrangement of 2 DP ribbons. Okay. So it's easy to see that an arrangement of DP ribbons, of 2 DP ribbons, live in a sphere with 1 cross cap and 5 boundaries. 3 tetragons and 2 digons. I draw the boundaries of this surface in green. So if you fill the boundary with this, you attach disk along the boundary, you obtain a sphere with 1 cross cap. That is a cross surface. A cross surface, and the 2 curves cross in 4 points, and by construction they induce a cell decomposition of the cross surface. So it is an arrangement of double pseudoline. This is an arrangement of 2 double pseudoline. So in other terms, I don't know if I write it. An arrangement, not this one. An arrangement of DP ribbons of genus 1 is up to the addition of topological disk on the boundaries of the surface. It is an arrangement of double pseudolines. So arrangement of double pseudolines are exactly the same things as the arrangement of DP ribbons living in a surface of genus 1. Okay, here is an example of an arrangement of 3DP ribbons that live in a double Klein bottle. So if you remove the green curve, you obtain an arrangement of 2DP ribbons, and so it is in the surface of genus 1. The black, if you remove the black curve, is the same for the green and the red, and etc. But the three curves together live in the double Klein bottle. Okay, so now my theorem on the characterization of the chirotop here of double pseudoline arrangement can be read as follow in the setting of double of arrangement of DP ribbons. An arrangement of DP ribbons is of genus 1 if and only if its subarrangements of size 3, 4 and 5 are of genus 1. So this theorem is an equivalent formulation of the characterization theorem I mentioned previously on the chirotop of double pseudoline arrangements. So we can prove this theorem by mutation. We can show that the set of arrangement of DP ribbons such that the subarrangement of size 3, 4 and 5 are of genus 1 is connected by mutation. So this proves that they are of genus 1 because they are example of arrangement of DP ribbon of genus 1. Or we can use another argument, is a separation argument that I can explain it to you. So you take an arrangement of double pseudoline. And you take two faces. You take two distinct faces. 1 and 2. Then there is a separation lens that said that there exists a subarrangement of size 3 I don't know exactly what. Maybe this and another curve. The third one. There is a subarrangement of size 3 such that these two faces are still distinct in the subarrangement of size 3. So with this argument we can also prove relatively easily this theorem. So I will not explain this to you in detail. So a natural question is whether this number are the best possible, this 5. Can I remove 5 here? So I conjecture that it is true. I conjecture that an arrangement of 5 DP ribbons is of genus 1 if and only if its subarrangement of size 3, 4 and 3 are of genus 1. But at this moment is only a conjecture. I was able only to prove that an arrangement of 5 DP ribbons with subarrangement of size 4 are of genus 1 is of genus 1, or, of course it's not exclusive, or its subarrangement of size 4 belong to a well-defined family of few tens of arrangement. few tenths of arrangement. And this should be compared with the number of arrangement of size 4, which is what's indicated in the previous slide. The number of arrangement of size 4 is this number. Simple arrangement. And if they are index oriented, this is this number. And I can, so my conjecture is true, except maybe for few tenths. I have just to examine few tenths arrangements of size 4. So this proves that the conjecture is checkable by a computer. But at this time I have not written any program, so okay. So we can try to prove this conjecture by explicit computation. So this is the purpose of the last part of my talk. We can enumerate this arrangement using a very simple coding of the arrangement. So if you walk along one of the curves of a DP ribbon arrangement, and you walk along the curve number 1, and you on one side, and each time you hit a new curve, you report the index of the curve. So when I walk on this one, I see 2, 2, 2 and 2. 2, 2, 2 and 2, and this is a circular list. And I put a bar or not a bar, depending on whether the other curve comes from the left side or comes from the right side. So it's easy to see that this is a coding of the arrangement. So this is these two words is a coding of an arrangement of size 2. And maybe I have an example, a bigger example. For example here, this arrangement of 3 DP ribbons is coded by this free chain of this free circular sequence of symbol. For example, for 1 here, this is this one. You walk, you start, for example, here. On this side, you see the black one, which is number 2, and 2 is incoming. So it's 2 bar, 2 bar, 2 bar, 2 bar. Here is 2, it's outcoming, 2, 2. Here we are on this side, and here we have it's outcoming, 3, 3. This one is outcoming, and this one is incoming. So this is a 3 bar and a 3 bar. So 2, 2 bar, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3 bar, 3 bar, etc., etc. So this is a coding of the arrangement. So there is a natural correspondence between index arrangement of n-oriented DP ribbons and n tuple of shuffle of the n-1 circular sequences G, G bar, G, G. So in particular, we can count the number of index arrangement of n-oriented ribbon. This is this number. I use the multinomial coefficient. And as you can expect, this number is very large. As for n equals 4, this is already a very large number. So we can only generate this one. This is easy to generate, but already this one is too big to be generated. So we implement this enumeration, and this gives you obtain the full list of arrangement of 3 DP ribbons according to the genus of the surface, 1, 2, 3 up to 13. So here we recover the 13 arrangement of 3 double pseudolines. There are 13. And then we generate the arrangement of DP of size 4 and genus G, whose subarrangements of size 3 are of genus 1. So we impose that the subarrangements of size 3 are of genus 1, so we obtain this list. So we see that there are examples of genus 3, of genus 5, 7, and after it is 0. And the next step, we have not written so far the program, but if my conjecture is correct, we should find a 0. But so far we have not written the program. So let me mention a few open problems. So the first open problem is to prove the conjecture. So we have seen that we can prove it by computer, but it will be nice to have a direct proof. The second problem I want to mention is to devise a quadratic time algorithm to compute an arrangement of n double pseudoline presented by subarrangement size 3, or presented by its chiral top. This is very strange because I know how to compute the visibility graph in optimal time. I know how to do that. But if I want to compute all the bitangent, not only the free one, but the free and the non-free. So by duality, this means to compute an arrangement of double pseudolines, starting from the knowledge of his chiral top. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that efficiently. That is in quadratic time. This is the difficulty is to obtain quadratic time. The second question I have is to give asymptotic formula for the number of arrangement of DP ribbons of size n and genus G. I know the number of such an arrangement. This is this formula. But what is the repartition, the distribution according to the genus? I don't know. What I know is that only for the genus 1 is of the logarithm of this number is of order n square. This one is of order, the logarithm is of the n square log n. But can I have a formula which depends only which depends on the genus? I don't know. I have also open problems on other arrangement of ribbons. I define the arrangement of DP ribbons, but we can define the arrangement of P ribbons, for example. So we start with a Möbius strip here. This is a Möbius strip, and with a distinguished core circle. So I call this a P ribbon. And an arrangement of P ribbon is a finite family of P ribbons pairwise attached as indicated in this figure. So you have only one crossing point. And we have so it's easy to see that an arrangement of two DP ribbons lives in a sphere with one cross cap and two boundaries. So the genus is 1. So again, if you attach disk along the boundaries, along the two digons, you obtain a cross surface. So arrangement of P ribbons of genus 1 are arrangement of the so-called arrangement of pseudolines. And we can easily prove that an arrangement of p ribbons is of genus 1 if and only if its subarrangements of size 3 are of genus 1. So the open question is so if are there other class of arrangement of ribbons that leads to a similar characterization. For example, I know that this is free for arrangement of ribbons. Yes, for arrangement of ribbons, which are, in that case, you take a cylinder. I call this C ribbons. And they cross only in 2 points. So a C ribbon is just a cylinder, like this. And the arrangement of C ribbon also, in that case, they don't live in a non-orientable surface, they live on an orientable surface. And the arrangement of C ribbons that lives on the sphere are exactly the arrangement of C ribbons whose subarrangements of size up to 4 live in a sphere. So the question is, can we define other kind of interesting class of arrangement of P ribbon, C ribbon? What is, can I put something else here in this list? I have also another question in higher dimension, but I will skip it. So this is here the bibliography, and you will find the content of my talk is taken from this paper that appeared recently in Discrete and Computational Geometry. Okay, that's it.
Any questions?